guys, this is Jody with the Whiskey Rebellion Barcast, and we were doing some IT work. That guy, David, obviously doesn't know how to work a computer, which is strange. But anyhow,
because I taught you how to do this.
Yeah, which makes me think that I'm obviously utilizing some dumb fuckery methodology to my approach to recording in Zoom. But anyhow, so we got some interesting. Well, first of all, I want to talk about, because I want to get Jay's thoughts on it. But the big mustachio. What about that? I like that too. It could be kind of
The mustachio.
There you go. It could be Italian then. Yeah. But anyway,
yeah.
Make you an offer you can't refuse.
See, we need the Godfather for that and all 39 of his flavors. Anyhow, come on, that was funny.
Is that a pizza reference? Is that what that is?
That's an inside.
It's an inside from a different show where
Nobody gets it.
Why? No, I'm missing.
Well, it's funny. It's funny. I don't want to go into it, but it's funny. It's a funny comment. Now it's definitely funny. It's like the go-to funny. Because
Chuck is very thorough.
Yes, and he really has that
tasting notes
that you sit there and you're like, man, I'm running out of paper to write with. I feel like I'm back in class. I'm just like taking notes. I'm like, did he say caramel twice? I don't know. Was that different type of caramel? I want to raise my hand, but I don't want to. What I do? Well, excuse me, sir. Will you put that on the blackboard so I can copy those later, please? Thank you.
He'll be like, no, because this is going to be on the test.
Yeah, so exactly. But no, it's funny because all of us are kind of like minuscule minded when it comes to everybody except for Jay. When it comes to notes, he picks out all these notes. I'm like, come on, really? I love cherries. How can I get cherries?
Do you get cherries on that, by the way?
See, no cherries. Maybe I'll take my second one. Maybe I'll have the cherries. But anyway. So like he picks up all these different notes. That's where it comes from. It's almost like Baskin Robbins. What is that?
The 31 flavors.
31 flavors.
But it's 39.
It'd be like Chuck, 39 flavors.
There you go.
So there you go. Anyhow, guys, everybody, welcome to the show. Let's talk about the big mustachio. I would drink some, but my
glass is empty. You're for yourself.
Can you? I will. Will you maybe let Jack Frost in?
I can do that.
I doubt it. Anyway.
Oh, ye of little faith.
Does anybody want to talk other than me? If not, I can still talk and make this whole show about me.
Well, I think the only reason Big Mustache is going to be allocated is because Jay made a post about it. That's the only reason. Because I want to be like Jay someday, you know.
I like it.
It's not going to be allocated. That's the thing. The interesting thing about Big Mustache is, it's made by a French company. So the company that makes it is called BBC Spirits, and it's French. It's run out of France. It's a French guy that owns it, runs it. What's funny? What I'm missing?
Jack.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm struggling. I'm struggling today.
Yeah, but it's just your camera.
Do you have a fisheye lens on?
No.
His head stretched really long.
He's making himself look thin. He was like after that picture where he posted the bathroom, he's like,
stand up. Now, my computer decided that this is the time that I'm going to install updates and reboot on you. So I'm on my laptop, and that's what I'm doing.
You look like you're the only person ever on camera that looks 20 pounds lighter.
Bonus.
Whatever you're doing. There you go.
There you go. There you flipped it both sides.
Got your good side there. Okay.
Anyway,
what's going on?
Jay,
It's good to know some things never change with the show.
I know we can't even make it through the first 5 minutes. Jay, will you continue about the big mustachio?
Yeah, so it's just interesting. It's a very limited run. So my understanding is that it won't be around forever. It's not something that they're going to continue to make. But this French company is looking to get into distribution and open some things up here in the States. And where did they choose to open they chose not only Tennessee, but they chose Columbia, Tennessee.
Oh, I didn't know that part.
Really?
It's Columbia, my man. It's right there where you live. So
it does say that right there, bottled right here right down the road by the UPS building.
There you go. Yeah.
So I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that there's a lot that comes out of that place actually. From
what I've learned, or
the
oh yeah, the BBC.
Place.
Yeah, I'm with you. Columbia
Anyway.
Distillery. Yeah.
Please continue, sir.
That's pretty much it. So
Oh,
the neat that, you know, I grabbed a couple things tonight that are really similar because I wanted to compare them. I wanted to do like a bounce back and forth because this is technically a Tennessee whiskey. Technically, it's not a bourbon. It's technically a Tennessee whiskey. It's
Do we know
100
the
proof.
age on it?
So they haven't disclosed exactly how old it is, but
It's
my
got to be over
sources,
4 years. It tastes,
no,
really.
no,
It
my
tastes older
sources
now.
say, and I trust my sources, that it's about 2.5 years old.
Really.
Yep, that's it.
It tastes much older than that. That is the truth. Like I would have thought this was a straight bourbon. I'll be honest with you. It has a,
Yep.
It has on the front end, it has some heat. It does have a cherry taste and
minimum 48 months, it says.
Yeah.
2 years. Sorry, 4 years.
That is 4 years.
Yeah, 4 years.
I don't think it's quite that old.
That's what yeah, maybe they're fudging numbers there.
No, it's puffery.
What's his name? Yeah, I was gonna say puffery.
Oh,
Jeff.
Jeff. Jeff
But
is here.
the mash bill, it's 80% corn, 10% rye, 10% malted barley.
It's a
Fermented
sour
for 3
mash, yeah.
days.
Which
Well,
is
let
very
me-
that's
let
very
me-
similar to the other thing that I'm going to show in a little bit. So
Yep.
Well, let me say this first of all, Mr. Frost, to you, sir. Thank you for the sample. I did get it today.
Awesome.
Got mine as well.
Saucy, what you said on the label, the saucy boy.
Saucy Florida boy.
Well, I mean, at least you got that.
Yeah, right.
I got dropping
So,
balls.
I got
So thank you for that.
Schnauzer or Schnauzer. I'm not sure which.
Yeah, well.
Schnauzer,
It
probably.
smells really interesting. So
About to be my
thank
new
you
VIP
for that.
nickname.
But Jay,
Hey,
let
get
me-
this real quick. Hold on a second. Get this. So my mailman's always screwing with me. When Jack Frost dropped off his package with dropping balls on it, my mailman put in there. It was like it was well organized and all put in there like this. Like everything stacked like perfectly, and the freaking door was shut. I'm like, is there a bomb in there? What's going on?
It's wishful thinking on his part, maybe.
You know what it was? Your postman had a good night last night, so it carried over to today.
Well, this was yesterday, but yes, I'm with you.
Yeah. So
That's
Jay,
funny.
let me ask you. So things are a little dry here in Miami as far as getting, some good bottles, and I managed to get the pack 7. So tell me, why is it that this bottle, the Big Mustache, won't be allocated?
So it's a limited edition. They came here to the States and they acquired 14 barrels of whiskey. I can't pin down where the source is. I can't pin down where they got it from, but I'm just gonna assume that it was MGP. I'm gonna assume it was MGP.
Oh.
That's probably the only place that they could have just knocked on a door and said, "Give me 14 barrels of 2 to 4 year old whiskey." But it's Tennessee whiskey. So with that in mind, I don't know if MGP fits that bill. They're technically bourbon guys. I don't know if they actually sell sourced barrels of a Tennessee whiskey. And what makes it the Tennessee whiskey is it goes through that Lincoln County process, right? So
I was about to say, I don't think I saw anything on the bottle that indicated
Right.
Lincoln County.
So let me ask
it's
you,
definitely that, yeah.
and I'm trying to learn a little bit more about certain things like that. So
It says on the bottle too, 48 months.
what type of individual would it take to walk into a place and say, I need 14 barrels?
Somebody with some money.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
well,
A lot of money.
and it also would depend on how old you want those barrels to be. So, they're you can't just go to MGP and say, I want 14 barrels of 12-year-old. Doesn't work that way.
Right.
Those
that's
are
what I'm
those are
wondering. Yeah.
highly sought after. But if you get down into the 4 to 2 year range, they're going to have a lot more of that. I mean, they're an enormous place, and they
Well,
put
now
out
it
tons and
does
tons.
say on here that it's distilled, aged, and bottled in Tennessee.
Yeah, sure.
Now, but with that being said, you mean to tell
He's like,
me- as long as you have enough money, you can walk in there and do that, or do you have
Yeah.
to be somewhere up the ladder for them to say, okay, we'll even sell to you?
Again, no. Again, it depends on how old. So
Okay.
the younger it is, the easier it is for a guy on the street to walk in and say, "I want one."
Okay.
The older it gets, the tougher it is to acquire, because the older it is, the more sought after it is. So you've got
And those
you
barrels
get
cost over $20-something thousand to start with.
Well, it depends. Again, it depends on how old it is. So you get into the 6, 8, 10 year, the sweet spot of most bourbons, 6, 8, 10 years. Those are highly sought after, especially from MGP. So you're not going to be able to walk in off the street and even say, give me one of those unless you know somebody, unless you got an in.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, you have to be somehow be in the industry, in the business. And not only that, but you have to be somebody that somebody knows. I would think.
And there's strings attached to all of that. They're not just going to sell it to you one time. They're going to want you to sign some kind of distributing contract or some kind of, they're going to want you to say, this is not the only time I'm going to buy 3 12-year-old barrels from you. I'm going to buy it 10 times over the course of the next 3 years. So they're
right. And see, like the reason I was asking, because like, so say for instance, I'm buying bottles from my distributor. Anybody can buy bottles from them, that bottle, that top, those seals, anybody. But I was thinking, even if I had some obscene amount of money, could I literally walk in there and be like, oh yeah, just give me a barrel for me and my boys?
Absolutely. And if you could absolutely do that for a 2-year barrel, absolutely. But there's also a ton of other places that make their own distillate that would do the same thing. So there's places like Starlight and I'm trying to think of a couple of the other. Corsair would be another one here in Tennessee. There's tons of distillers that make their own juice that would absolutely do that. Where you get into trouble is where you get into the technicalities and the legalities of it is if you're buying it just for you and you're buying it, say, through their gift shop, which would probably be the most appropriate way to do it. You can't resell it unless you have a liquor license. You can't even give it away. If you get caught distributing it after you've bought an entire barrel, let's say you bought a barrel and you have it bottled, you can't even give it away to your friends and family unless it's on the down low, because that's technically also illegal. So you gotta be very careful with that.
Now, so even if you manage to buy it, can you then take it out of the state, or is it something where it has to be processed and dealt with there?
There's different state laws and there's different laws around transport across state lines. So it depends on what state you're talking about. Where's the origin? Where's the destination? But in most cases, if you buy something from their gift shop, regardless of quantity and size, you can take it back to your place of residence, no problem.
Got it. Okay.
You know what's funny is while we were sitting here talking about it, I decided to do a taste comparison of Daddy Rack and Big Mustachio. Dude, that's very similar. That's a similar taste. They have similar palates. And definitely
once I finish mine, I'm gonna try one. I feel like I'm gonna dispute.
I wonder. We'll I wonder if they're. Well, I mean, I'm not saying it's the same.
It's not
I'm
right
just
or wrong
saying
thing.
it's similar. There's definitely some similarities that can be found within that.
Yeah.
And you know why that is, right?
No, I don't.
So it's the same. It's essentially the same mash bill.
Well, no, I knew that part, but I was talking about. I didn't know if maybe that maybe their source.
What's the aging difference on these?
That's 36 months, I believe, something like that. 3 years, a little bit over 3 years. I don't know.
Double mellowed through maple charcoal, hand finished.
It has the birth date on it. I looked at it before. There it is, right there. No, that's not it. I don't know what the hell it is.
Yeah, you guys keep going. I'm gonna look at this.
Jack Frost, let me ask you, how are you guys doing over there? I heard you guys are dealing with some kind of fires, like some major fires over there.
Every summer in Colorado, we get
age 3 years. It says
a handful of fires. I think there's
just a younger version.
20 of them burning right now. I could be wrong. They're all in the high country. A lot of what we have going on is we had. Hold on, I'm trying to search how many we actually have going on right now. So we had Japanese beetles and other kind of beetles that went into our pine, and they basically killed all of our pine trees. The beetle infestation. Let me try that again. Beetle infestation, and I'm not talking the Fantastic Four. These guys, so they would go in there, they would get into the trees, they would actually infect the trees, the pine trees, white pine, and kill them all. So all the trees are falling over, and since we don't do a lot of logging here in Colorado, once once they fall down, they become really just like kindling, and then a lightning strike or power lines or campers or whomever, they'll just light them up. So there's with it also being kind of dry on the western slope, there is, because like over here on our side, on the foothills side of it, the front range they call it, there is a lot more rain, a lot more moisture, humidity, more so than there has been in the past. But on the eastern or on the western slope, it's just brutal out there. It's super dry. They're not getting much rain at all, and it's just kind of just going up over there. So the kind of the cool side effect of the beetle kill pine is it's white pine, but because they infect it, it basically grows a fungus inside the tree that stains the wood kind of like a blue, almost like the blue kind of behind me here. And it's kind of fingered throughout the wood planks when they actually do cut it. So it's actually a very beautiful wood, but yeah, there's a handful of fires that because of all the beetle kill.
All right, just be careful out there. I didn't realize you guys had fires like we have down here in the Everglades.
Yeah, they got the big tankers dropping slurry and all that on it. Haven't heard too much about it being really close to population or houses, a lot of houses going up, but yeah, so there's many of them, but they're smaller. Like last year we had two of them, two different fires, I think it was last year, that were the biggest on record. Both of them broke records. So we had one that broke a record, and then the second one came through another fire in a different area, broke that other record. So
nice.
Yeah, it was brutal. So
very cool. Very cool. Anyhow, so let's talk about bourbon again. Now that I hear you good. So Billy, you had said something about it being kind of like, see, I'm gonna feed off of this, being kind of dry down there in the Miami area right now. What does that mean to you? Because you did find Blood Oath Pack 7. You did pick up another Heaven Hill Blue Label. What do you mean by that? What I mean, because like, to be quite honest with you, I haven't seen either one of those in the wild ever here.
So, and because of the relationship that I developed with my local store, and I think most of you guys seen my video, they have 2 stores. I actually got a phone call. It was only 2 of them, and the owner kept one for herself and the other one I got. But like, you know, she had a case of Heaven Hill, so of course I grabbed one, and I was like, hurry up. I was texting you guys, does anybody want another one? But stuff like Eagle Rare is dry now. You know, Stag Junior is dry now. Where there was
that's out of season right now, so that makes sense for that.
But there was a point where you could walk into her store and Stag Junior was there, like no problem.
See, I wonder if that's just the different type of constituents or patrons that are down there in that area, because I'm willing to bet it comes out the same time there as it does here, you know, in the season. And I just wonder if it just sits there.
But you know, at the store where I go to, and you know, because of that relationship, it doesn't sit very long. You know, like I got the really big bottle of Eagle Rare. When I went into the store at the time, she had 4 of them. So I took one regular size bottle and one of the big ones. And the next day I was gonna go back and get another one of the big ones, and they were all gone. You know, but she has all the rabbit holes, she has all the Mictors. Like I went in there the other day and she had a whole case of Bottle and Bond Heaven Hill, whereas Total Wines didn't have it. Total Wines usually consistently get it. They didn't have it. They haven't had it for almost 2 months. She had Booker's, you know, she had the Blood Oath. And, you know, I had text you guys, is it worth that? And, I even got a good deal on it when I called up, and she's like, oh, for you? Okay, something different. And, I got a phone call and everything. So it was nice. But I was very surprised that she even had two. I've never seen pack oath in the wild here. I've never seen it anywhere.
Yeah, never. That's crazy.
And, I had posted that same comment on Bourbon Nation, and people were saying that they've paid as low as 99, and some people say they can't get it, and if they got it, they were paying somewhere close to the 300 range. So I was like, wow, so I didn't hesitate. I went down the next day and I picked it up.
For sure, you said you got it for 99.
No, I mean, I didn't get it for 99, but originally it was retail at 159, but I got a hell of a deal on it. It was something where I was like, okay, here's my credit card, take my money,
right,
on the way.
For sure.
And I've never even had it, but I know what it is, and I realized the opportunity. And I'm not into the secondary market, so at some point it will be opened. Somewhere in the near future. I can almost tell you when it's going to be opened. So
it's interesting. I almost never buy anything unless I've tried it first.
Yeah.
Sounds like some of you guys you're totally fine with, and I don't see any problem with it either. I'm just saying, you're willing to take that chance of
I'm not
going to pick this up if I
It
don't
depends
know
on the price point.
if I like it.
It's a price point thing. If I'm going to try something new, to be honest with you, but 9 times out of 10, that's how I got burned on the Whistle Pig. I loathe it, right? And
I'm looking right now.
I know. I seen that you had the 15. I have the
Jody doesn't have strong opinions about anything.
No.
Just in case anybody's new to the show.
I have the
Yeah,
10.
he has
He's very, I'm
12,
okay, you're
15.
okay. He
I
think tell you
they all
you're
suck.
stupid if you like Jack Daniels. He won't do
Yeah,
any of
he's
that.
got a lot
I
of
do
hate
think
for
you're stupid
stuff.
if you like Jack Daniels. I mean, there's no like today they had on Bourbon Nation. Somebody said, which one is the most iconic? Is it Jack Daniels or Blanton's? I'm like, how is Jack Daniels even in this conversation? Like, how is that an iconic?
Most popular whiskey in the world.
Yeah, it's right. That's right. Thank you.
That doesn't
Whether or
make,
not
that
it
doesn't
ought to
make
be,
that
but,
doesn't
you
make
know.
anything iconic.
Yeah, it does.
It
Negative.
makes it. Here's the reason why I think it makes it iconic, simply because it's a lot of people. It's their first introduction to it. It's, I got hammered on this in college, or I had this for my wedding, and really and truly,
If you had that with your wedding, you got divorced.
yeah, I'm sure. But almost, if you also think about it too, if you didn't know a lot about whiskey or bourbon, and if you wanted to give somebody something, it's something you can easily get your hands on. It's not going to cost you a lot of money. And really and truly, if you walk into a place and they don't have Jack Daniels, then something's obviously wrong. It's like if you ever walk into a hotel and they don't have Maker's Mark at their bar, something's going on. Something's wrong.
You're saying it's the gateway bourbon or whiskey.
Right. Right. That's
Great way to put it. Great way to put it.
But did you guys
100%
see
agree with
Jody's
that.
eye twitch when you said bourbon?
No,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
is. It is a
He's like,
bourbon. It is a bourbon. It is a bourbon.
But I think I think it's iconic right up there with Coca-Cola.
Oh my God!
Well,
I literally watched myself in the future get aspirated by a monkey. That is horrible. All right, like that is not anywhere.
Time out.
There is no way.
Listen,
There's
Seems
no
like
way.
seems like he'd be guarding that little area, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you would think so, but
listen, Jody, you
I
my
heard
boy.
so much dumb fuckery
Especially
just
more
then
so
that I
now.
immediately I was like, come on, you cannot compare Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola, for the love of God.
You absolutely
But it's
can.
in,
No,
yeah,
no,
because
no,
it's
no.
they made songs about it. I mean,
No.
didn't like, Jack and Coke. I mean, that's just what it is. Just Jack and Coke. So
It has nothing to
they-
do with
they
the
both go
quality
hand in
of
hand.
either
If you
of these
lined
things.
up
It's not how
100
recognizable they
people,
are.
if you lined up 100 people,
You'd have
And you said-
Democrats because
and-
that sounds stupid.
stop. If you lined up 100 people and said, I'm gonna, if you did like the Family Feud thing and you said, a very popular soda pop, they'd go Coca-Cola instantly.
That's
You
'cause
said
it's the number
A
one
very
most recognizable
popular
word in the
very
world.
popular whiskey. What are they gonna say?
Jack Daniels.
Daniels.
They're gonna say it.
It's not going to be Blanton's. Not everybody knows what Blanton's is.
No, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that they need to
I
make
probably
it
didn't know what
Blanton's.
Blanton's
That's
was
not
5 years ago.
that was not my. I
Maybe
wasn't
6
taking
years
this
ago.
out. I don't consider Blanton's to be an iconic bourbon or whatever either. I just don't. But there's so many like true variables that you could pick or variants that you could pick, and the question was Jack Daniels and Blanton's. I'm like, literally,
Well,
you
well,
guys wasted 2.5 seconds of my life I will never get back over
But, you
well
know,
beyond
over
that,
some
huh?
And
straight
also,
up
Jody,
dumbassery.
if you think about it like this, if you go anywhere in the world, the two things that you can find is Jack and Coke, and the third thing you could find anywhere in the world is McDonald's. So that puts it up on the scale of iconic. Not only that, but if you think about most people, if you had to say, hey, name a whiskey, like Jay was saying, listen, 98 out of 100 people are going to say Jack Daniels. If you
Don't
say,
trust the 98 people though.
I
No,
mean,
of
there's
course
even
not.
people. It's not. It's again. It has nothing to do with quality. It has to do with whether or not it's recognizable. It's like you say Irish whiskey.
Brand.
Almost everybody is going to say Jameson, right?
right.
Just-
I mean, and not only that,
No,
but
my
how many-
opinion on baseline Jameson has nothing to do with the quality. I know
Could bet
that's the most
otherwise.
recognizable Irish whiskey on the
Actually, I like
planet.
some Jameson. Like
Yeah.
the White Barrel.
And listen, if you
Yeah,
think
the White
about it,
Barrel's great,
also,
but that's not what I'm talking about.
how
Like,
many
just
rock and roll
Jameson.
stars have you seen up on stage with a Jack Daniels t-shirt?
Kid
Oh,
Rock.
no. I've seen a bunch of. First, he's not a rock and roll star. He's just a.
Didn't Alex Van Halen or Eddie Van Halen actually have a bottle?
No, that was their bass player. Whatever his
Michael
name was.
Anthony?
Yeah, Michael Anthony had a bass that was shaped like a Jack Daniels bottle.
Oh, man, I could have sworn I saw a picture
That
of it.
is product placement.
Google
man.
it. I guarantee you're gonna be wrong.
I'm doing it right
Yeah.
now.
I mean, listen, so from a standpoint of it being iconic, I mean, it's like, are Fords really the best car? No. But is it iconic? Yes.
See where he
Yeah, I was gonna say like the Pinto. You know, the Pinto is an iconic car for bad reasons, right? So it doesn't
Like the Yugo
necessarily
is.
mean the Yugo as well. Yeah, I mean, but you have iconic cars like a Lamborghini Countach because it was the poster child and everybody's growing up. Our age group, everybody had a Lamborghini Countach, white or red or black, hanging on their wall. Most of them had a blonde laying across the hood. But
Absolutely. I had the poster.
hey, yeah,
And listen,
so-
And the Trapper Keepers. Like
There you go. There
I
it
did
is.
see that.
I saw that too.
And
Oh,
listen,
yeah, there you
if
go.
you grew up in the right area, in the right era, you either watch Magnum PI or Miami Vice. And what did Crockett drive? A Ferrari.
Mm.
Yeah, but that was that.
Okay,
that
well,
was
this
Ferrari.
is just turned into a dumb conversation. So,
You don't be mean.
well, I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, there's no way you're going to convince me. No way that you're going to convince me that Jack Daniels is some kind of iconic drink. No, it's freaking shit water that somebody put in a bottle, and they're like, "Watch this. These dumbass Americans will drink the shit out of this," and they do.
Coca-Cola is no better. We all
I
agree
don't
on that.
disagree with that either. I don't
It's
like
the high fructose, bullshit. Like,
Like,
who
they
cares?
should
Like,
never
it's
got rid
garbage.
of the
But,
original
like,
recipe
it's
where it had cocaine in
iconic.
it, where it was better for everybody.
Probably so. I'd be all
Today's show sponsored by Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola.
Listen,
Coca-Cola.
Not only that, Jody, to kind of wrap this whole thing up,
smile.
if you want to look back through history of Americana, the two things you will definitely find is Coca-Cola and Jack Daniels. It's
Okay, well,
what
this has been a
everybody
fun
got
show.
to
So, I refuse to do a show on
Bi-
Jack Daniels.
Billy, where's the
Guys, you remember how we
microphone? Go
started
ahead and
10
drop
minutes
it.
ago when I said Johnny doesn't have strong opinions about anything.
yeah.
That's just where we were. That's just where we were.
I'll put it to you this way. This is a true story. Jack Daniels caused me not to drink for 8 years.
I don't
And
think
listen,
Jack.
and that's the other thing that makes it iconic. So a
All
real
the bad
quick story.
decisions you make.
The day I graduated high school, me and all my buddies are sitting in the row.
It's a lie because you guys had Hennessy and Crown Royal.
No, we didn't drink Hennessy back then. But you know those stupid straws that you get from Disney World that are like this long?
With the little swirlies in them.
Right. So
Mm.
we were sitting in the auditorium, Miami Beach Convention Center, and we were passing a bottle of Jack Daniels underneath our robes with the stupid straw. So
And-
we're
and-
sitting in graduation getting hammered on what? Jack Daniels.
Hey,
so why weren't you guys protecting yourself from COVID? Did you not know that Dr. Fauci said that was coming?
Well, this was 1993.
It doesn't matter. You should have known better.
It's funny you say that. Like,
don't Fauci my show.
I didn't know. Calm down, Ron.
It's Don. Don. Wait a minute. What is
Ron
it?
DeSantis.
Is it Ron? Ron DeSantis.
I thought it was Ron.
It's something DeSantis.
Billy, you're in Florida. It's Ron DeSantis, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Anyway, but like, I mean, to your point, like before I knew anything about whiskey at all ever, someone says whiskey, the first thing you think of is Jack Daniels. The day I got divorced, I went out to the liquor store and I was like, I can do this. No one's going to yell at me anymore for doing anything I want to do. I'm gonna get me some whiskey. I'm gonna drink some whiskey. What did I reach for? Jack friggin'
Well,
Daniels.
I mean, you got a divorce, so the only thing you could afford was Jack.
Oh, that's not a lie neither. That was a long time ago. But
see, when I got divorced, I met James at the bar, and
that's how you met him.
Yeah, that was the first time we ever met.
Oh my
was we had our first drink, or
we
my
went
first
from
drink.
one bad relationship to another.
Yeah.
Oh,
So I had, but it wasn't that kind of relationship. There wasn't no nasty in it, unless you just count him being here. But anyway, no. So he goes.
I was about love for you, James.
So we met at Dolan's, and he was like, "Think about that. I mean, you might as well get a freaking, leprosy check after
I was
that."
gonna say tetanus shot.
Tetanus shot's probably a good one too, but either one of them would have been bad. But so we met there, and he's like, "You drink?" I'm like, I didn't until today. And I had a Guinness because I hadn't had a Guinness in 8 or so years, and then I had I don't remember what type of bourbon I had. I think it was probably just Woodford, and then I was doing handstand push-ups because I was trying to show them I could do them. They were like, "Nobody can do handstand push-ups. What do you think you are, Luke Skywalker?" I'm like, "I can do some handstand push-ups." I'm like,
what about
"Dumbasses."
now?
Yeah, absolutely, I can do handstand
You can
push-ups.
probably still
Okay,
do it.
prove it. I want to see it. Get up against the wall.
But
I'm gonna do it.
let's kind of get back on
I'll
track.
do a video for you.
That'll be the after show.
Hey, let me
I'm
ask you
gonna
a
do them. I'm
question
drunk.
And I'm
about the big
it's the only
mustache.
time I exercise.
What does it retail for? What's the price point on that?
And the
35.
big mustachio.
Yeah.
How much did you pay?
It was 35.
Oh, I paid more than that.
Well,
I was because
sure
I
my
was
liquor
told
stores will hook me up.
I was
That's
told
the
to expect
retail.
60. I paid 49. And you only
That's
paid
not-
30.
that's not terrible.
It's not horrible, but still, Yeah, at 35, I'd be getting those all day long. Like that would be replacing the Long Branch as the go-to. But
yeah, that's
for
that's
sure,
just
at
better than Long
35,
Branch.
for
It's better
sure.
than Long
Yeah,
Branch.
and maybe you have relationships or stories that I don't. That's what I got
Let me
where I
ask you,
got it. I'm still not mad
No.
about it, but
He's been
Are you
drinking a
guys
little bit. He
still
went from
dry
ass to
on the lever's fork? Is it still hard to
Yes,
get up?
I cannot find it right now at all. Leapers Fork.
oh, I can get you some.
Can you?
Yeah.
Well, we gotta get Billy some.
Okay. Billy. Okay.
Well,
I'll get you
I'm
next time I'm
okay. Get Billy some first.
Okay.
I'll pay you.
Billy,
for it.
Billy,
I'll pay you for it.
It's whatever. We'll hook it up.
Okay. All right. So we had some.
Oh, we gotta get 2 of
topics
them.
tonight.
Mark needs some too.
Mark. Okay.
So if you can pick up 2, let me know how much I owe you. I'll pay you for whatever you want me to pay you.
Okay.
So we had a
Submit it.
topic tonight. Anybody want to bring it up? Because Jack Frost is probably going to run this one tonight.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah. We were talking about it's going to be in the video because it's going to be a meme, and I'm going to steal it from you, and you put it on my VIP chat. If you're not a member of the VIP chat, you should be. But I've already saved it, so you can't take it away. But dude, that was the greatest crotch shot. Oh Lord, am I having a stroke? Don't touch my helmet. Crotch shot ever taken.
Smell burnt toast.
Yeah, burnt toast and dried rubbers. But anyway.
Jesus
Whoa.
Christ.
Good
morning.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm not horny.
Every morning.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think you're having a stroke.
Freud would have a field day with that.
I was about to say you probably told on yourself a couple of times here, but
But anyway, so he had made this post. It'll show up about right here, and in the video, but it's pretty good. It's I don't want to tell too much about it. Well, there's not really a whole lot to tell about it. But anyway, all you have to know is there's a fireball, a toilet seat,
A wife beater.
there
No,
wasn't a
no, no.
wife beater.
Well, it was Dickel Tabasco.
Oh, Dickel. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
oh,
Which is just as bad.
better, even
No,
better.
that sounds so bad.
No, that's perfect. It's a little.
I would
bit.
take Fireball
Yeah.
over Dickel Tabasco. you
I wouldn't
said?
take either one of them.
I got the shooter for free because we were going to do a show on whiskeys and bourbons that we would never really drink
No.
or expect to buy. So I got a shooter of that one, and I told the lady behind the counter, and she's like, "Just take it. Nobody's
Whiskeys I would never drink right here.
Well, Jack,
This
I
was
will
sent
say
to me
this.
by Mark. He sent it in a care package, and
It'd
it
be funny.
had a little
A
bottle
bottle
with it.
of
And he
Jack
goes,
Daniels.
"I didn't want to send you a big one because you just throw it out."
Mhm.
As you can see, I didn't throw it out. It's in my refrigerator.
Well,
We need to at some point.
Jack,
let me
I
interrupt
will
you.
tell you this. Thank you to your post. I will never drink neither Fireball or again.
Well,
Ever.
it all started from I seen another person like the crotch shots are just stupid, man. It's like everybody's always, and the guy, he actually did pretty good. He had his belly hanging out and he was in his car and he had like 3 watches in this tiny little bottle of freaking Fireball, and it had it sitting right there on his crotch. He's like, I think I'm doing this right. I had 2 watches, have a car, and I have a bottle of bourbon or a bottle of whiskey, I think is what he
Yeah.
said. And quite honestly, he did. And then I seen one that a girl did the other day that was hilarious
Yes,
as
for the
well.
first time I seen a woman do one. Yes.
Yeah. Well, no, this one was one to make fun of guys doing it too.
Yeah.
And it was the same thing. It was a little bottle of a Fireball, and she's sitting there and she's like, just got it sitting like right here. And she, by the way, she had great legs. I just want to point that out. She did. But she has it sitting like right here. And this guy, she watched the show. I just wanted to know that
Okay.
part I noticed, and I was like, you know what?
You gotta find her name and give her a shout out.
I was going to do.
Put
that.
it in the show
I was
notes.
going to, I can do that maybe.
Jody,
anyway.
you do realize your wife probably can hear you, right?
No, she started tuning him out a long time ago.
There's that. Anyhow, so can we move past that? But anyhow, so yeah,
I was
yes.
gonna say something, but
It's
Yeah, same here.
until he splayed out in the other room going, help me.
I dropped another ball.
I'm gonna just say it. Listen, she used to listen to you until
Really?
your asshole fell out.
Oh my God, I'm done talking now.
Oh my
You're
God.
Oh,
I had to sit down.
Doctor said, what are you doing with the Jack Daniels bottle up there?
Ooh.
Not a damn thing. I'm not paying y'all any attention anymore.
He's over here. He's,
Show is
he's
completely
Facebooking
off the
now.
rails.
He's just
Completely off the rails. Anybody watching the show for the first time have no idea what we're talking about.
Well, what's funny is we've been doing the show for 120 episodes or so, and we don't know what we're talking about.
yeah, we're fairly
Oh,
far
man.
afield this time.
By the way, Mark apparently couldn't make it on the show tonight. He was in an airplane.
He was trying to call in
Yeah.
from the plane. Like
Yeah.
I said, it didn't work out. But
So
wish
we'll
him
forgive him.
That man is dedicated.
yeah.
So, Jack, tell me, what do you think about the whistle pig? Because obviously Jody's a fan. I happen to like it. What's your take on it?
So I picked up this one last year for my
15.
birthday,
Okay.
15.
which is Friday, by the way, in case anybody wants to send me, anything. A nice little video, Billy, I don't know. So
Well, that's right there.
I picked this one up. I don't remember the price point on it because it was over just about a
$79.
year. Probably, I don't know. I probably paid $250 for it though.
That'd been a little higher than $79.
It would be. I'd prefer it to be $69, but it is what it is.
Unless it's a dude.
Then it would be $11.
Wait. Let me call HBO and see.
You know, guys, I just really love whiskey.
All right, I'm gonna try something.
Yeah,
HBO said
please
it's
do try
okay.
that.
HBO
All right.
said, yeah,
All
we're
right,
good.
so real quick, I'm gonna just edit all that part out.
In Taiwan, it's $1.99.
Oh Lord, I'm not going to edit it out at all.
So
In Thailand, it's a
those-
surprise.
yeah,
you never know what it's gonna cost.
you don't know if you turn the lights on.
That's
You're
it.
like, wait a minute. Somebody get the stick out of my face. What's going on here?
Is it a stick
Oh.
or is it more of a twig?
Oh.
So
Wow, that was racist.
Really?
stereotype.
Stop. Jack,
Okay.
what were you saying?
Let's get
I
this
feel like
together.
we were having a conversation like 3 minutes ago,
And
and
you
then
screwed it all
Yeah.
up.
yeah, it was me.
Whistle,
It's my
whistle
fault.
big, whistle big.
Yep. So this is the first time so I opened it up last year for my birthday. My girlfriend got it for me. And this is the second drink I've had out of it. I had one on my birthday and I'm having one now, kind of early birthday. I don't remember what it tasted like a year ago, obviously, because I've had so many since then. And plus it's been a year and I barely remember what it tastes like yesterday. It has an easy nose, nothing really too pungent. Well, although this has also been sitting open for about 40 minutes now. So a lot of that initial burn is kind of like evaporated off.
Yeah, but it should have a very sweet nose though to it, because the 12 and 15 both have a very sweet nose, like a fruity nose is what I've always noticed with it.
Yeah,
It has a very Scotch-like taste, in my opinion.
That's why you don't like it.
Of course.
The person of one tasting palate, shout out to Chuck.
Started the show like that, we're going to end the show like that.
Yeah.
No, he and I talk. We're good. So,
Well, I mean,
did
first
get
of all, he really does have amazing palate. Like he can pick out like I was talking about earlier, 39 flavors, and like I got none of those, but I'm interested,
right. And I had a little cheat sheet on some of the stuff. This one here, I'm getting a little bit,
like that.
maybe a little vanilla and caramel on the nose. There's not a lot of, it's actually, I think it has kind of almost a medium kind of coating on the tongue. It doesn't stay and linger. Like I'm not really tasting it now. So to me, I think it's a quicker, rolls off the tongue quicker than what I think other people would think of it. But yeah, I mean, it's got a little bit of spice, maybe some butterscotch.
I haven't had the 15 year, but I don't know if I've ever had butterscotch taste from it.
Well, that's a hard rye. So what are you getting from the rye side of it?
Yeah, but
You're gonna have to give me some pointers on what I should be getting from the rye side.
Do you get anything? I don't want to influence you, but do you get any kind of vegetable notes or any kind of
Hey, man, I like
particular,
vegetables.
any kind of particular like plant spices?
Asparagus and Brussels sprouts. I don't get those.
You don't get those.
I was going to say, I love both of those. Come on now, I'm ready to open back up the bottle.
You guys know what I just figured out? If this was the Hangover, Jack Frost would be what's his actor name? Zach something.
Galifianakis.
That's who Jack Frost would be.
That's exactly who
Mike
he would be.
Tyson. Come on.
No.
He would be the one-
He's
he
the
would be the one
tiger.
that would roofie the whole group.
So real quick, who would all of our characters be?
Oh man.
Let's do that. So we know who Jack Frost is. He's Zach.
Yeah, definitely.
Jody is the one who's always trying to keep him on track. What's
No.
Something-
Bradley-
He's the one
the
that's trying to
Bradley
get
Cooper
Barry
character.
left behind.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
he's Bradley Cooper.
He's the
Yeah.
Bradley
Bradley
Cooper
Cooper.
character?
At least I'm a hot one.
That's
David, I think you would be the guy who got left on the roof. Sure.
I'm so mad because you're right. You were so right.
Where did I go?
No, that's completely me. Shit.
Jay would be the baby that I'm holding in the elevator.
So that leaves Billy as the dentist.
Ooh.
Yep.
Really? I would be the no. What was the black guy who got
No, you know who you are. You're the Asian guy that got locked in the trunk.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
He gets out ready to fight. Would you say 39 flavors? I'm ready to fight.
And he's not wearing any clothes. He's not wearing any clothes.
Listen, if I'm not wearing any clothes, all of y'all gonna be blushing.
I look at you and just go, seem bigger.
Oh god.
I bet you do. Yeah.
Hey, he's been to Thailand.
Oh,
I've been to Thailand. That's true.
good one, David. Good one.
Jack, what did that bottle retail for? I know you bought it a while back. But would you say
You know what?
pay for?
I'll do a quick Google search on it here.
I could tell you, I have the 12-year right here. And I know the 12-year goes for right around $100.
Now his is an interesting expression though. That's the standard whistle pig. His is an estate oak. So that's a special edition of whistle pig.
It is
I'm
an
gonna get all the bottles.
estate oak, my friend. I need an ascot.
You do?
That
would
way you can
definitely
fully
sneak out
take on the
behind or whatever
Zach
Ruth
roll.
Actually,
has an
I'm looking
ascot.
right now. It is a $250 bottle.
Nice. Okay.
So,
Jay, the mustache. Give us your take on that one.
So it's a 80 corn, 8-10% rye, and then 8-10% barley. So it's a traditional. It's the same mash bill as a Dickel. So it's and it goes through the Lincoln County process. So naturally, it has all those wonderful flavors that you love about the Tennessee whiskeys, right? You love the caramels with the slight undertones of the oakiness because it goes through that charcoal filtering. It's a much sweeter, bourbon than it would be otherwise. So it's really nice. Vanillas, maybe skewing into the toffee side of things. So I'm a big fan of vanilla, and I love sweeter, especially syrupy bourbons. I love those. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I do. And I like the fact that it's a high corn mash bill. It's got a lot of corn in it, so it gives it a really nice rounded body flavor. It's nice, and it's got a good mouthfeel. It's pretty thick, and it swirls around, gives you. It's not overly oily, but it's just really good. It's hitting on a lot of high points that I love.
Jay, let me ask you, since you like stuff on the Swedish side, how do you feel about ports? I can't stand ports.
I love ports. I love.
I actually like ports too, and I don't like sweet stuff.
Really, I can't do ports. I was at a cigar event a few years back, and I got a whole bottle of port. I took, and I literally
Angels Envy port cast is fantastic.
That is good,
and it was like, ugh. It literally felt like pancake syrup to me. I was like, no.
I like pancake syrup too.
I do too, but I like it on my pancakes.
Chicken.
So
maple syrup, man. I am so down with that.
For me, I'm just killing a bottle of Bullet. I'm finally starting to get down to where I'm gonna start opening up some new stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'm actually looking forward to this tasting next week.
Yeah, next Wednesday.
Yeah.
So that's a good point to leave on tonight. So
we should talk. We've talked privately about this, but we should probably talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about
the Chattanooga whiskey, the experimental. I got the barrel 112. This is a 122.1 proof.
It's hot.
It is hot. You feel like the pepperiness up front, and then there's a lot of heat that comes in right on the end. But in between, I get like a lot of like butteriness, and you picked up plum, and I'm not sure what all else, but this guy's actually really nice. For
there's a citrus taste to it, so I picked up citrus. I did pick up some plum. I can see where you get the buttery caramel maybe aspect to it, but it's very faint. The caramel is because of the heat. It's a huge cinnamon ball as soon as you put it in your mouth. All right. So you actually pick up the cinnamon.
That's what it is.
Well.
Up front is cinnamon.
It's cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Cinnamon.
Are you? Don't touch my helmet either. All right. So
I'm allergic to cinnamon.
allergic to bee stings. So we're close. I got an EpiPen for that. But anyway, so we that's a joke, Jay. Can you let it go?
Anyway,
You don't have to raise your eyebrow at the rock.
that was my reference. But anyway, I picked it up at the distillery. This thing released because it's like a one-off run of some experimental thing. This thing dropped on July 8th. I picked it up on July 11th. So it's brand new to the market, to everywhere. I don't know how far this is going to reach to other people, but I'm really enjoying this. I'm very happy that I have it. So.
And you got it for your birthday.
I did.
Yeah.
I was treating myself.
Yeah.
Nice.
So happy birthday. I'm empty, but still happy birthday.
Thanks.
Yeah, happy belated.
This is kind of for Jody. It's a little off subject, but Jody, you live on Rip Steel Road, if I'm not correct.
It was
right?
named after me. It used to be church. No, I'm sorry, not church. It was school something road. And then I moved in, they immediately changed to Rip Steel. And I was like, that's appropriate.
Okay, so today you got one up because I was up north near Orlando early this morning. And where I had to go was on a road called Rifle Range Road.
That's a cool name.
Nice.
And I was like, you know what? This is not the place to mess around.
Let's say,
Go about my business.
What's your name? What? What is your name? Tony!